Come over here, quick! Quick, this way!
What was that? Oh my god!
Oh no, he killed you! This ain't good. This ain't good at all. All the outputs are full. I think I know why. And welcome back to another episode of FoolCraft. I've been a bad assumer, okay? I invited Rendog over here to help me test something out, and I should have probably thought about it because that thing ended up killing him, which is no good at all. No good at all. We're going to be working with a new mod in this episode. It is the Open Modular Turrets mod. And you can probably guess what killed Ren in the beginning of this video, right? We're going to roll that footage in a little bit, don't you worry, you'll understand what's going on. I need to grab some storage upgrades. As you saw, Mystical Agriculture was full, and we need to use up more of that space to farm more materials so we can make sure that we're farming everything that goes into using this mod right here. And I believe the problem that we are facing down the bottom is going to be drawers that are full, because I forgot to put upgrades in some of these. I've been a naughty assumer, look at that, they are all full to the brim, and we should see the numbers start to go up at some point. I guess, there you go, that one's ticking up. Okay, excellent. Let's put a couple in here, and extra ones over there, and behind here we should see a chest that is filled up full of stuff. But now it's unfilling, which is great. That's great, that means all the essence is going to get sorted out. Excellent. So with that problem solved, I can start making some more seeds and expand the materials that we are farming. If you're wondering what I've been up to in between episodes, I've actually been standing over at our loot bag farm for ages and getting tons of cool stuff. So at the end of this episode, we're going to be opening this chance icosahedron. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, and I'm going to be cranking open some of these pet bags. Hopefully we get something good. A slime pet. I've not seen that before. Saves you from certain death. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm sure you're very curious what happened between me and Rendog, so I believe it is now time for us to roll that footage. I smell an enemy in my base. Hi Ren. What are you doing over here?
Hi. Well, I've actually come with gifts, man. You see,
with gifts? Wow.
Yeah, you kill a log fella.
I did.
I feed a log fella.
Oh, wow. Steak and chips? Goodness me.
Yeah.
That gives you 20 of those hunger points.
That's how I roll, you know? I mean, I thought we were friends, dude.
Of course we're friends. Of course we're friends. I was only joking, man. Hey, I've got a gift for you then. How about this? I'll give you a pet bag. I've got to take off my magnet if I want to throw an item at you. Right. Open that little sucker up. See what you get.
Okay.
You're probably going to get the best one in the game now because I've given it away.
Dude, I got...
Is that a chest?
I got a chest.
The most basic and useless one. Oh, you just disappeared. Hi, welcome back.
Hi.
So Ren, I'd like you to help me out with something here. If you'd like to follow me, we'll just head over to Beef's area. And do you like this path that you see here that I'm working on?
Really liking this area. Is this chisel and bitchage?
Yeah, that's what you're looking at right there. It's the painstakingly timeful chisel and bits of going through and doing each little block one by one.
It's a lot of time. Looks gorgeous. This is the first time I've been here. It's looking pretty good. This is kind of like a spying mission for me right now, getting a lay of the land.
You are. I am actually giving you the layout of the area. Okay, you need to forget everything, Ren. You need to forget all of this. Okay, you were never here.
And in black pens, that just makes me forget everything.
I would like one of those. So what do you think of this biome, man? It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Gorgeous, dude. It's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of like the exact opposite of the biome that you gave me in FoolCraft 1. You know, the evil biome. This is like the happy version of it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So this one's called Mystical Grove. Do you remember what your one was called?
It was called like evil poison biome of doom that no one should ever live in.
Some slight technical difficulties. We've now found where we're going to. Let's pop down on the ground, my man. Have you seen this place before?
I haven't, but look at that, man. What?
Come over here, quick! Quick, this way!
What was that? Oh my god!
Oh no, he killed you! Oh my god!
You promised me I wouldn't die if I came over here!
Dude, I said I wouldn't kill you. I said I wouldn't kill you. I did not expect it to be that strong. You dropped a loot bag, by the way.
You sneaky, sneaky exhumer. That's the last time I ever agreed to making a video with you, dude.
I've killed you twice now. Hey, I didn't kill you, man. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh.
That was very sneaky, dude. I'm way too trusting. This is what I've learned in FoolCraft too.
Trust no one, Ren. Trust no one. Dude, I really didn't expect it to just kill you like that. I thought it would be a bit more of a showdown, you know? What kind of armor were you wearing? Oh no, he's shooting again!
Absolutely no armor at all.
Why is
I'm
he
butt
shooting?
naked, dude. I'm butt naked.
Okay, it shot at you again. I've taken the armor. Okay, you can get your stuff. I've taken the ammo out. It shouldn't do anything.
Actually in the process of making armor right now, so you've caught me like literally in between making armor. Xisuma, I'm salty, my friend, but you know what? All is fair in love and war. GG, dude. GG. What can I say? You contacted me. You know, you were really nice. We're talking about some music. A false sense of security. I said, Xisuma, are you going to kill me? You said, no, dude, I'm not going to kill you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I killed you, okay? I'm going to have to make it up to you, but I need you to follow me over here, right? I really didn't know that was going to do so much damage and just one hit kill you, okay? I thought it would be funny. It would start shooting at you. We'd run around and have a laugh. This is Beef's gun terminal over here. I really look, he's pointing at you. I really wanted to see like what kind of damage it did. Apparently it's very strong.
I gotta say, that was awesome. Look at it followed. Oh my goodness, that is terrifying.
Yeah, man. So don't come back. Don't come back here. When you're gone, I'm gonna put the ammo back in it. Oh, dude, thank you for coming by and testing. Like I said, I'll have to find a way to make it up to you, man. I didn't mean to kill you. I
Give me my frickin' steak and chips back, you traitorous
sorry,
idiot.
There you go. Oh, I was gonna eat those.
I'm out of here.
I swear to you, peeps, my intentions were good, but the blame lies on my shoulders. I didn't think this through at all. You know, I got so excited when I saw that Beef had built the first turret to defend us from intruders that I thought it'd be awesome if Ren could come over here and help us test this thing. I gave no thought to how powerful it might be. So the blame is entirely on me. And we're going to check this thing out because I was messing around with it a bit more and looking at it. And then I noticed that you can set it to attack mobs or not. So Rengdog was an unfortunate casualty of war, as I could have just brought some mobs over here to help me test this thing out. So, oh, you got wrecked very quickly. Quick, let's put down another one. Oh, and it's daytime. They're going to burn as well. One of these had armor, so it might be able to withstand a shot or two. Nope, one hit, one kill. Amazing. And then the last two have armor as well. Let's see what happens to them now. I wonder if that thing can shoot through blocks. Probably not. You also don't see a projectile from it. You just hear the sound, right? Okay, that one got hit now. Oh, we can see their health if we get close. So you got half a heart. That one's got... Oh, now they're both dead. Oh, wow. It can kill two things in one shot. We've learnt a few things by destroying some mobs over here. That's good to know. And if we go back over here, I want to show you the interface. So if you click on configure, you can actually choose who's going to be a trusted player. So I could have added Rendog to that. And also you can set it up to multi-fire. However, I've already messed around with that and I'm not sure what the difference is. It seems to act exactly the same as the single fire. So we're going to be setting up some turrets of our own this episode to defend us from intruders. And so I had a look at the Open Modular Turrets mods and looked at what kind of things you need to craft it. So a railgun, for example, needs these barrels and a chamber. You also need to put that on top of a turret base, which requires a sensor. Now these things all work up to tier 5, as you can see over here, and they generally follow a pretty similar crafting kind of thing. You use this one in the next one each time, right? But then you start to see some materials like electrical steel, dark steel, and solarium, I think it is, and also these vibrant crystals, right? And there's quite a few things from Ender.io, including the capacitors as well in these. So I figured we should make sure we're farming those materials, right? So the next set of these mystical agriculture seeds that I've crafted are for this mod specifically. So things that crop up in the mod are quartz and blaze. We've got our energetic alloy, dark steel, electrical steel, iron. Pulsating iron is the only thing that actually isn't in that mod, but I added it as well. We're now farming emeralds, vibrant alloys, redstone, solarium, and obsidian. So everything that goes into this mod is now being farmed right here. It's not being farmed particularly fast though, is something to mention. We do need to look at speeding up that farm pretty soon. And as we whiz over here around to the base, I've also crafted up the first two things that we're going to build. So over here we've got our railgun turret. Here's all the materials. They're actually really quick to craft if I just use the system over there. And then we've got our turret base tier 5 as well, which is pretty cool. And a little fact for you, I didn't actually use any of the essence that we're farming at all to make that. We already had the supplies in our system, but you can see down here that I've gone ahead and I've added all of those extra essences. And while we're here, I should mention that I've installed some void upgrades, okay? I got a lot of comments about this saying that my ME system would break if I didn't add them. That's not actually the case. This is an external storage unit, so what we see in our ME system is actually stored here. And I know what happens because this thing backed up. So without a void upgrade, it means that the items can't go into these drawers. So this chest here gets filled up all the way, and then our farming stations have nowhere to put items, so they back up and then they stop farming. So it basically stops everything when it backs up, rather than overflow and cause issues, which I think is kind of cool. But anyway, let's head back up top. I think we've got everything that we need here. We've got a turret base, we've got a railgun turret, we've got a means to power this thing. So I'm going to need a capacitor bank, and I'm also going to need some ammunition as well, aren't I? Apparently this thing has throwable grenades and throwable bullets. Wow, that's kind of weird. Where's the ammo? There it is, and there's one material that we didn't farm, the flint. Oh, actually, no, we're already farming it because we can make it out of those two. Alright then. So where are we going to put our first defensive turret? Well, I'm thinking that this thing right here is probably going to attract your attention. And if you're Iskal or Doc or BOO, you're probably going to be coming from this direction over here, right? This is south of our base, and that is actually Iskal's area. That's the beginning of his islands. So if he's flying over here, we need some sort of defensive outpost, and I think this is probably a good spot, if ever, to have one. So this is where we're going to put it, and also I've got some building blocks as well, because I figured that we should decorate this a little bit, and I'd like to raise it off the ground slightly, just so it can aim downwards as well. As if we put it directly here, you can kind of see that it will have a limited range as to where it can shoot. But anyway, we need to place down 4 blocks in order for this thing to work. We have our capacitor bank. We're going to put our advanced photovoltaic cell on top of that. So that's how we generate power for this thing. Then we're going to put the turret base alongside this, and I'm hoping it will feed energy into it. It looks like it's doing exactly that. So this thing is slowly filling up, and I'm hoping that when it's shooting, it's not going to use a crazy amount of power, because this thing's going to be kind of slow, basically. 40 RF per tick. It's currently doing nothing because it's nighttime. Remember, we got the old night vision from this thing. If I take that off, this place starts to look different eventually. Right, because the night vision's wearing out. Well, my screen's going to blink for a while. On top of this is where we put the railgun. Oh, it looks like you can put it... Ooh, okay. Oh, that's not as cool. I thought it was going to, like, face forward. Because then you can have it, like, poking out of a hole. We'll go back to putting it on top. Let's remove that thing. Aha. So you break that block to break it off, because otherwise it's unharvestable. So let's put that there. Put this thing on top of it. And it's kind of good to go, right? We just need to put some ammunition in here, and I think that's it. Oh, did we just lose all of that power that it got? I think we did. I think we lost all of the power when I broke the block. Well, that's good to know. Now, as the person who placed this down, I believe that I'm one of the trusted players by default. And we want to set this thing up to attack players, but not to attack neutrals. I guess it can attack mobs, and then we've got to add beef and fools to this. So this is part of my utterly rubbish plan to make this look slightly more interesting. Let's think of this as a crude example of something that could look good, okay? We build like a turret stand around this thing, and I'm just wondering if these blocks are going to interfere with where this thing can see and aim, right? So I've got us a couple of mobs over here, and actually we should probably put it out here in front of the turret. So if I place that there... Okay, it got shot. That's kind of cool. Can you shoot it when it's over there? Oh man, that thing got wrecked. So this can shoot through what we're building around it. I wonder to what extent though. Let's bring in these sides a little bit. So if I go to connected pane, just close the window a little bit, And same on this side. I wonder if that's going to affect where it can aim, or if it can just shoot through. It'd be pretty cool. So we've got another mob. Let's put it there, and into the water you go. And what's happening down here? Oh, there's a bunch of items or body parts jingling up and down, wasn't there? Cool, so that's good to know, but also while building this I was thinking maybe we should break away from using marble, because we've already used a lot of that in our build so far. So for these turret defensive stations we could go back to our building palette and pick out some of the more industrial textures. So far I've used 2 textures on this thing, and I've tried to use them so that we're actually sort of using the shape of the texture itself, right? So up the top here we've got these little indents that line up with the texture, and then this one has had that central part cut away so that you can see how much power is in there, and of course it's going to be very low because this thing is going to take a long time to charge. Now down here at the bottom what I'd like to do is add in some detail by putting a block on the inside. We're going to chip away at this texture here, and then we need to go on connected pane like that, and now you can see that the inside is empty. So there's 1 or 2 blocks that we could put here. I was thinking we could either add a spice of colour, or we could do something really colourful and animated. So if I just put that there, that X kind of looks not very good. Okay, so we're ruling that one out. Let's try the animated texture. Let's see if this brings a little bit of colour and interest. That looks kind of cool, but the texture doesn't quite line up, does it? Well, here's another thing we could use. That's not the right chisel. This is the one I'm looking for. This one right here is very, very colourful. We should see nothing but colour if we put this here. Maybe that's what we go with. That kind of looks like a bit too much for this as well, you know. But that's what I'd like to have down the bottom here. These bits to be open and something behind it to be animated. Well, this is just looking fantastic. And no, they're not supposed to be there. I've just introduced another texture, and it's a very industrial texture. It's from the factory blocks. It's that one right there, segmented rusty plates, and we're just using that to add like a little bit of a support around this thing, which I think looks pretty good so far. I think I'd like to put like a grill on the top of this thing, and also there's no connecting block on the corner there, so that's something that I'd like to add. However, I don't want this structure to be too square. At the moment it is kind of a bit of a box. And also down here I found the perfect texture. Look at that. That is really, really cool. So it's this one right here that I put in at the bottom, and that's the right balance of colour, I think, because you get a little bit of the darker stuff behind it as well. Okay, you're right. This sucks. It really does suck. And why does it suck? It's because I started building this without any real intention for what this would end up looking like, right? And then I've just started to build around what's in position. So then I decided, okay, we're going to build more of these, we're going to set them up. This time I need to have the concept in mind first of all for what we're going for. And so I've set up 2 extra turrets, and this time I've come with a concept each time. This one right here I wanted to look very industrial and dark and menacing, and also the main concept was just to have a slope with the gun in the middle of it. If you look up turrets on image search, goodness me, you've set me on fire, go away. You'll see this is quite common to put a gun on a sloped kind of fortification, right? And now it just looks so more obvious as to what it was. Except the build theme is a little bit too dark, doesn't use the palette we've already got, and doesn't particularly fit into this area very well. But the fact that it sticks out like that is also a good thing, I think. So then I decided, right, what we're going to do next is build like a mini pyramid type shape, right? And put the gun turret on top of it. And I've built it over here, which is actually quite close to the border between me and Iskal's, or our team and Iskal's team area. So if you have a look there, that's pretty cool, right? I feel like this needs a little extra something, and I'm not sure what that is. However, as I look at it, I can't help but feel maybe on one side something sticks out like that. Or maybe not, I don't know. We'll leave that there at the front. I'm going to knock those 2 off though for now, and maybe actually I'm going to mirror that on the back as well. So we've got the dark prismarine. I've thrown in a few of the other prismarines as there to kind of shake up that texture a little bit. Ah, and that one actually came out right. It came out onto the one below, which we can't do because we'll be blocking the advanced photovoltaic cell then. And this chicken's been standing on that the entire time, by the way. I think once it stood on it, it kind of got stuck, like its AI doesn't know how to walk off of the block or something. So that chicken can stay there. This one can do a dance and show off its crazy cool hat. And yeah, I like that. I think that one's really cool. Just maybe a little bit too plain, but the theme of the build fits in really well. So what we're going to do is a vote, a card on your screen. This one here is going to be option number 3. We're doing them in reverse order because this is the order that I built them in. That one there is going to be option number 2, and what you're going to do is vote on which one you think is your favourite, and we can move forward with that as a design. This one right here is option number 1, and if this one gets any votes, I'll eat my hat, which is a rather large hat. That was a joke, of course. I'm not expecting anyone to vote for this one right here. What we will do though is throw down a mob, and you'll see that it won't get attacked because I've changed the settings of this thing. I figured that mobs can actually spawn a lot in this area, and we should probably save our ammunition for invading players, right? So I've changed the settings in here, and when doing that I also learned a little bit more about the configure over here. At the very bottom I started paying attention to this. So once you've added someone, they will appear down here, right? And you can give them permission to change other things, which is what Beef must have done, because we were able to go into his turret and change some things as well. We are going to need more defensive turrets in this area, so don't forget to vote for your favourite design, but I ain't going to be able to craft any more right now. We are actually starting to run pretty low on some of the materials that we need to craft this stuff. So I started using the essence for the electrical steel and dark steel, and you can see we're pretty low on them, so we need to work very soon on increasing the growth rate of our essence in our mystical agriculture farm. But for the rest of this episode, I've actually got something else planned. So I have an update regarding the hats mods, because you gotta catch them all, right? You get it? You get the pun? And I believe we have actually caught all of the hats. Now, I calculated that there would be 36 pages of these, or was it 33? Someone actually left a message saying that there's only 31 pages in total, so I'm guessing maybe I did my math wrong or something, but it could be that we've actually unlocked all of them, which is just fantastic. So there'll be no more of those shenanigans, and we don't want to come back here all the time to keep AFKing at this place, which is what I've been doing a lot. I've been standing up here at the beam, and it's been extremely helpful to have these slimes spawning and providing us with loot all the time. A lot of the stuff that I've crafted today has actually come from this farm, even if we got the essence farm as well. So I'd like to get this thing running permanently, which made me wonder if we could run it using some power. Now it's nighttime at the moment, so this thing ain't going to get fired away, because once again we're going to use solar power, which is what we've been using for everything so far. And not to say that that's the best or the only way that you should do this, but it's just the way I've chosen to do it so far. Now I'm going to run a little bit of an experiment as well. I wanted to find out if this would connect to the other types, right? The advanced and the photovoltaic. And actually, if you think about it, when this thing spawns in the slimes, we don't want it colliding with things that are nearby. So I'm not going to put the solar panels directly on top. We're going to move them up by, let's say, 4 blocks, and then we're going to have this thing here. Now this should be able to deal with anything we throw at it, by the way, as it's been running for hours and hours and hours with no problem, so I should be able to leave this on around the clock. Of course, I will be checking back on this thing to make sure it doesn't run into some problems, and look at that, the other type connects, but I'm going to remove that and we're going to use this one. So that, in the daytime, should provide it with a large amount of power. We're going to set this thing to always active, which it is already on. Awesome. So in the daytime it'll start spawning stuff. Now in order to create this, I needed some experience to make the spawner that you combine with that in an anvil, and that got me thinking about experience. So I thought it would be a good idea if we got ourselves an experience obelisk and then we hooked it up to some ender tanks, right? So with a couple of these over here, and remember what we got to do is put a diamond on them to make them locked to us, and then put some dyes on them, triple lime, because that's the color of the experience. It's kind of green and sometimes a bit yellowy as well. There we go. And now we just got to configure this thing below it to point upwards. So it's going to be up. Let's change you to XP, which I can't do because I'm clicking in the wrong place. It'll be fluid. And they've actually not collected any XP at all, I've just realised. I might have been a complete dummy. I could have swore I've come over here and seen that this is filled all the way up. Maybe it disappears after a while, but I thought that those slimes were dropping experience. There we go, you saw them spawn, and these things aren't dropping XP. That's kind of interesting. We'll come back to that in a second. So this thing over here is kind of slow, not terribly slow. You can't really see the power over here because it goes straight into the progress bar. So that's the kind of rates that we're looking at, but that'll happen wherever I am in the world. So I don't have to come over here and stand around this height to get natural spawns. As you can see, it's pretty efficient as well. We get them straight away. Now I am scratching my head because I well and truly remember opening an absorption hopper and seeing that all the XP was in there, and I could have swore it was these ones over here, and I don't know where else I've actually used them. That has really confused me, but I decided to look into the spikes. The diamond ones don't drop XP, but gold ones will, so maybe if we have a mix of both, then we'll be able to get experience from this farm as well. Nothing is ever that straightforward, and these Ender IO tanks, they are so useful when working with liquids, because those other two mods don't work together too well. I think I know where it's gone. It's probably gone, aha, in there. Right, and let's put that alongside it, and now it's going to push the XP into there. So using the Ender tank, we can take it out of this absorption hopper, which it wasn't doing before. And yes, we needed the gold spikes, and I found that this arrangement works pretty well to get a fair few of them dying on the gold spikes and a fair few on the diamonds, so we get lots of loot bags still. So it's actually working out pretty well. I'm still a bit miffed. I can't remember where I saw an absorption hopper that was filled up with XP, because that's where I kind of got the idea from, you know. Anyway, let's head back to the base and let's hook this thing up with one of these back at the base so we can put it into the experience obelisk. Well, what I was going to do was paint this fluid tank, but it don't want to be painted, and I don't know why, but we're able to paint this conduit facade. So I guess our tank, because again we've got to use that to get the XP out of here. That thing can go down here, we can have a conduit facade there, put the fluid thing inside of it, and then we can have our experience obelisk at the top there, which is just awesome. And this thing needs some dyes. I love the dye essence that we got in here. Going to start to memorize some of these, right? Because we can just make any color like that, which is extremely useful. Okay, this is configured to push upwards and to... that should pull actually, shouldn't it? So it's going to pull from below. We're going to put that there, and our experience should make its way into the obelisk. Let's check it out. Excellent, it's going in, and do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put all of my XP in there as well, just to keep it safe, you know. If I die, then at least we got some in here for now. I got some progress over here to show you, and I've absolutely been destroying our marble essence supply to get all the materials together. I don't think we'll even have enough to finish the roof, but reading my comments, it's clear that a lot of people know more about buildings than I do, okay? I was just going off something I remembered, looking online and searching for Roman temples, and I found this, which is apparently based off of Greek temples. I stand corrected then, I got it wrong, I apologise. I ran out of marble while I was recording that, and each time I go and get some more, I have to do this. No, wrong one. Which kind of annoys me because there's so much of it. And now we've got to go and correct that because we want to do this over here. It's going to get that side, and then we're going to get all of it again. Excellent. And by the way, I upgraded my wands, unbreakable wands. This costed me a Nether Star, I believe. And bam, there we go. The roof is done. And the deal here is that the one never runs out, right? So that's it. Been built up to the full scale. And now we can fly around and really appreciate how it looks. It's got a long way to go. It's got a long way to go. We're going to be chisel and bitsing stuff. We're going to be putting other materials in here as well. And we're going to be making the roof probably a lot smoother overall. But really getting the sense of the scale. And I've got to say, I'm absolutely loving this project. But it's brought us to the end of this episode. And we are going to have to go and crank open this icosahedron. Peeps, if you've enjoyed this episode, then leave a like. As always, thank you for your support and wish me luck, because here we go. We're opening it up. I'm going to stand close by for this one. What's you going to be? Will it be death and terror or something wonderful? The suspense is killing me. It's a sword that's probably kind of useless. And I think I know what this one is, right? It's going to have sharpness X. Yep, it's got sharpness X. It's the divine sword. Peeps, that's going to be it from me this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.